Hello, welcome to My Life on Paper. I'm Brianna, and I'm so glad you're here today. I have a design team layout for Stick It Down. Here is the two-page sketch, and it is by Brandy Joe. And I will also have listed below. There's a everybody that's playing along on Instagram and on YouTube. So I am using photos from my husband and I took a trip for about 3 weeks to Florida. He worked from Florida. We rented an Airbnb, and this was our first day there. And so you can see breakfast. You can see us out to the convenience store. You can see him walking back with beverages because we did not have a car there. And then you can see a picture of Daryl with his coffee in front of the palm tree. I have Pretty Little Studios, and it is called You Are My Sunshine. I have a bit of the collection. And this is the first time I'm using it. I've had it for a little while. In fact, I think I've had it since, well, last fall anyway. But I am getting it out. And, there are those hexagons on the sketch, and instead I'm using rainbows. And I wasn't sure how that was going to go. But I'm super excited how it turns out. I just I guess I was a little intimidated by the rainbows. Um, the ones on the bottom there were cut apart, so I cut them out. The larger one just came as it was, and yeah, I'm really excited about this. There are two smaller rainbows that are still left over. Um, so I picked out my stars, and that's from the same collection. I picked up my title. It says "You and Me," and I've got a little saying. I gotta read what the saying says. And I'm not sure that the saying or the title was from the collection. It says, "If we're in each other's dreams, we can be together all the time." I thought that is super sweet. So it says that, and then it says "You and Me." Um, but once I got the stars down, and there's the hexagons there, so I did use this Simple Stories stencil, and then I was in between two different colors, and I used mustard seed. I tried out fossilized amber, and I preferred the mustard seed. So you can't see it very well on camera. You can see it pretty well in real life, and it is kind of meant to be a little bit subtle. I mean, you're doing color on color, so I'm super happy with the way it turned out. I just started with a little strip, and then I keep adding to it, and I kind of like the way it fills out. I will also have the Stick It Down Facebook page linked as well, and you will find not only the double page sketch, but the single page sketch, and then a card sketch as well. There is an album for each of the months, and um, I would encourage you to do your take on the sketch, place it in the album, and then you could be considered to be a guest designer for next month. So you can see that there's not a lot of components going on the sketch, but they're but it's subtle, and it's maybe more of a simple one, but I think it's very well done. So I will finish up the stenciling on the left hand side. I will then move to the stenciling on the right hand page. And that page is easier in that I just do the stars kind of on the inside of the rainbow there. And then once that is done, I will move to getting the pictures adhered down, and then also the stars. I did use my Picturemate 400, Epson Picturemate 400 that I got for Christmas. I have, I'm running low on ink, so I ordered another ink, and I get them through Amazon, but it's been 4 months since I ordered the last one. So Amazon, Amazon wanted me to subscribe and save, which um, maybe I'll do, but they recommended every 5 months. So I don't know if I use it more than the average person or not, but probably use it more than the average not scrapbooker, but maybe not as much as other scrapbookers. Anyway, um, so yeah, and I am printing on this matte photo paper, which I'm not sure. I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but I think I might go back to the glossy, which I never thought I would say. but I might do that next time. Also, my matte paper, I don't know why this is, but the Epson PictureMate 400, when you have more of the matte paper, they call it plain paper, it gives it a border on everyone. So, which isn't bad. And then this actually works to my benefit. Um, the pictures I believe are do have mattes on the layout on the yeah on the sketch, and I put these down on a white piece of paper and I decided to go with the yellow. So, and I think it turned out really well. All right, so here I am adhering down all the photos, and then my ATG is gonna run out. So I am gonna use a little liquid glue on top. And then after that, I will use my foam adhesive tape to adhere down the stars. Now I've got this really, and you're gonna see it in a moment, this really thin pieces. Oh, here's my title, You and Me. Really thin pieces of this. There it is. And it comes in strips like that on a piece, like almost like a piece of paper. And then it comes a bunch of strips. And then you can cut it down however you like. I do try to rip it at one point. It's not rippable. You have to use your scissors. But for these stars with the like open backs, they work perfectly. So it's like the perfect size for that. If you are interested in that foam adhesive, let me know and I'll give you the link to the Amazon where I got it from. Happy first day of August. I can't believe it's August already. And do I say that every month? Um, I will have another video coming up today as well. For Mel Walkton hit her 1,000 subscribers, so she's having a celebration. So be watching for that. This is my first layout that I've made in a week. Because I've been moving my scrap room. First, I went from the basement to the dining room on the main level. Then once the flooring was done, I went from the dining room up to a bedroom upstairs where I have light, and I'm very excited. But I have to tell you, I don't know. I was looking forward to making this video, so it wasn't like I was trying to procrastinate, but man, did I feel like I had to get so many pieces in place before I could set up and be creative. So I'm very happy to get this first layout done in my new scrap room. It is not completely put away. It is much better than where I started from today, even. So I am getting there. And I think in the end I will be quite pleased. I do have things to work out though. And I think the other funny thing is I have so many like organizational items like trays and stuff. I need to get rid of some of those things. They're just not doing me any good right now. So that'll be interesting too. But I am starting to be in an organizational hop with Ginger's Corner. So be watching for that. For the lines in the corners, I recently got a Stamping Up set. It's called Delicate Details, and it's got this kind of, I don't know if you'd call it ruffle, um, kind of a ruffled border. It's a set of 5 different stamps, but I pick out the kind of the scalloped one. And I pull out this paper. I was just showing it's a scrap piece of paper. I was going to stamp right onto my paper, and I thought, you know better than that. So I got out my little mat from Close to My Heart. That was not a perfect stamp the first time. It was super inked up, so I used a lighter touch the second time. But now I'm going to use the corner kind of um, to line them up in the corner. That and I do get pretty spot on this next time. It makes a nice rounded corner there. Um, the first one I do on the paper is not perfect. It is good enough for me though. It's just a little bit off. And then the second one, I can never say anything is perfect, but it looks pretty darn good. So I am happy with the way those both turned out. And I like using my stamps. I know I say I don't use them enough. I feel like I don't use them enough. But just having those little lines on that sketch made me go look for some kind of a stamp to put there. I did have to move the one stamp, and I probably should have done this before I got the embellishments on. I'm gonna have to move something else too. But there you go. From this angle, you can't even see there's anything wrong with it. And I will bring this, yep, closer to me, but I have to move off part of the rainbow to get it to go like under the rainbow. You could mask it too. You could take a piece of paper, lay it over the top of that rainbow so that it goes over the paper and not the rainbow. But I wasn't even thinking about that at the time, and I just thought probably easier because then you don't have to worry about lining up the paper and getting that exactly correct and it staying in place and everything. So there, yay, look at that. That turned out perfectly. And to get that to lay down again, I'm going to use my glue until I get my ATG refilled. Um, and it's that doesn't take me long. I just when I'm working on a layout on and recording it, I don't want to take the time to stop and do that. So I'm going to cover up my photos. And I use these as separating when I develop photos. They separate them by date. That's what that is. And I'm going to use my white linen spray, white dilutions linen spray for my white speckles all over the place. And that is going to be the finishing touch for me. Make sure to check out everyone that's playing along below. Go check out the Facebook group and do your take on the sketches. And until next time, may your memories always have a home on paper.